The reason, these are my opinions, but the reason I feel like he lacked the confidence was coming purely from a knowledge perspective, right? If he's new to the industry, talking to people who've been doing this for many, many years, he just feels like he lacks the knowledge they have. That's where that lack of confidence is coming from. And I totally get it. I've been there, especially when I started Complete Game Consulting, right? I've shared that story at length with you when I got my first, what I would call my first big successful client who has built a massive book of business. And I'm sitting there talking to him going, why is he coming to me? Like, how am I going to help him? But here was the shift that both I had to make in that moment. And it's the same advice I gave this client of mine to help him shift his mindset. And that was this. When it comes to insurance, is there a chance your target audience has spent more time studying products, has been at it longer than you, may even have a little more knowledge than you with specific insurance products? Yeah, absolutely. You know, this gentleman I talked about that I had this call with a couple of years ago, where my imposter syndrome, my lack of confidence set in, was when I looked at his sales totals, the amount of insurance he has sold over the last 20 years, it far outweighs what I've sold, to be totally honest with you. So I lacked that same confidence this new client of mine lacked. But then I said, listen, I guarantee there's something about what you do or how you do it that you do better than anybody else. It is the reason you started your business. There is something, a gift that you have that you do better than anybody in the insurance industry. And you need to remember the reason you have a business is not because you're the smartest insurance professional in the industry. It's because you have this unique gift that you have turned into a product that you do better than anybody else. You see, that was the same mental shift I had to make with Complete Game Consulting when I was approached by this advisor who has sold a lot more than I have. I had to sit down and pause and realize, wait, that's not my job. My job isn't to teach him how to sell. That's not what I'm doing here. There's one gift I have that I feel I do as well, if not better than anybody else in this industry, and that's getting attention. That's the reason this company exists. It's not to teach people how to sell. It is to teach people how to get attention to do what they do best, which is sell. And it was in that moment that I allowed myself to make that mindset shift that allowed me to go work with this gentleman who has a $4 or $5 million book and continue to work with him today successfully. And it's the same advice I gave this new client when he had his hesitation about putting himself out there, sharing his knowledge based on the product he sells with a market that he feels is going to judge him, is going to look at his tenure in the industry and say, what do you know? Because he has a gift. He does something better than anybody else out there. And that's the advice I want to give you.